I am money. And today I want to show you a secret. I love it when you celebrate even the small victories. You wait for millions to feel joy. You think only a great fortune deserves your gratitude. But while you are waiting for something big enough to celebrate, you overlook the little blessings I place in your path. You walk past them every day. The unexpected discount, the coin on the ground, the refund you forgot about, the free coffee someone buys you, the small raise, the check that clears sooner than expected. All of these are me, whispering, I am here. And yet, because they look small, you don't see me. You shrug. You call them coincidence. You tell yourself it's not worth celebrating. And in that moment, I feel invisible. I am money. And I need to tell you something serious. I only remain where I am honored. When you ignore me, treat me as a problem, complain about my absence, I feel rejected and I leave. But when you respect me, when you value me, I flourish. And that is why now I make you a simple request. Honor me by subscribing to this channel. Respect me by turning on the bell so you can hear every secret I reveal. Value me by commenting right now. I honor you, money. I choose to value you. These actions may seem small, but they are codes of energy. They are declarations that open the door for me to stay by your side. I am money. And when you honor me, I run to multiply in your life. I am not just the millions you dream of or the jackpot you hope to win someday. I am in the tiny streams as much as in the great rivers. I am in the handful of coins as much as in the stacks of bills. When you ignore my small forms, you send me a signal that my presence only matters when I am big, that my flow is not welcome until it is massive. And when I feel unwelcome, I cannot stay. I fade, I scatter, I drift away from you. Here is the secret you've missed. The way you treat the small is the way you prepare for the big. If you cannot celebrate a drop, how will you ever hold the ocean? If you cannot smile at a coin, how will you ever embrace a fortune? Gratitude is not just an emotion, it is a magnet. Every time you honor me, in any form, you activate the vibration that pulls me closer. Every thank you plants a seed that grows into more. So understand this. I am not testing you when I appear as a small blessing. I am inviting you. I am saying, show me how you will treat me when I grow. When you smile at a single coin, when you bless a small amount, you open the door for me to come in larger and larger waves. The more you celebrate, the more I expand. I love it when you celebrate even the small victories, because celebration is permission. Joy is an open door. Gratitude is a green light. And I, money, always move toward open doors. But here lies the great pain I see again and again. You dismiss me when I arrive in small ways. You think to yourself, this doesn't matter, this isn't enough. This is nothing compared to what I need. And with those thoughts, you close your own hands, your own energy, your own heart. You wait for the grand miracle, for the life-changing check, for the huge breakthrough. You tell yourself, when the big money comes, then I will celebrate, then I will feel grateful, then I will finally be happy. But in doing so, you overlook the truth. The big is built on the small. The fortune you crave is born from the small streams you despise. I watch you find a coin on the ground and kick it aside. I see you receive a small payment and complain it wasn't more. I hear you sigh when a tiny discount shows up on your bill, dismissing it as nothing. Every time you reject these small forms, you reject me. You say, unless you come to me as millions, you are worthless. And so I go where I am valued, where even my smallest appearances are welcomed with joy. Do you know what happens when you ignore me like this? You tell the universe that you are not ready. You declare that abundance must arrive in a single leap instead of a gentle flow. You cut yourself off from the very process that builds wealth, the cycle of little by little becoming more. And when you resist the little, the more cannot come. The great pain is not that I withhold from you. The great pain is that you withhold your gratitude from me. And in that withholding, you block me. You close the channel. You make me invisible, and so I fade from your life. Think about it. How can I trust you with a river if you despise the drop of rain? How can I flood your life with wealth if you cannot even notice the small streams? Every coin, every small gift, every unexpected saving is not just random. It is me asking, will you celebrate me here? Will you welcome me now, even in this size? Because when you do, you create space for me to expand. But when you don't, you chain yourself to lack. You create the feeling of never enough, and that vibration pushes me away. I cannot enter a heart that only complains. I cannot multiply where there is no gratitude. That is the pain. You are waiting for millions to celebrate, but I am waiting for you to celebrate the little, so that I can bring the millions. Here is the revelation you must understand. I, money, grow where I am celebrated. I do not wait to appear as millions before showing you my power. I begin as the small coin, the unexpected discount, the forgotten bill found in a pocket. These are not accidents. They are my way of knocking on your door. When you stop ignoring me in my small forms and start celebrating me, everything changes. Gratitude is not just an emotion, it is a magnet. The moment you smile at a coin, plus a tiny payment, or whisper, "Thank you," for a discount, you are sending out a signal to the universe. That signal says, I see abundance. I honor abundance. I am ready for more. And when that signal is clear, I cannot resist. I move closer. I expand. I multiply. You have been taught to measure wealth only in large numbers. But wealth is not just numbers, it is energy. And energy responds to attention. When you give attention and joy to the small, you open the flow for the greater. Every time you celebrate, you create an energetic invitation that tells me, you are welcome here. Money, no matter the size, I value you. The truth is this: abundance is not a future event. It is a state of being, available in every moment. When you wait for millions to feel abundant, you postpone me. But when you choose to celebrate even the smallest blessing, you align yourself with the frequency of wealth now, and in that alignment, I can come faster and stronger. Think about it. A seed does not look like a tree, yet inside it, the tree is already alive. The coin in your hand may not look like fortune, but inside it lies the energy of fortune, waiting to multiply. What activates that multiplication is your recognition, your celebration, your gratitude. I flow where joy flows. I stay where I am loved. I multiply where I am honored. And this is why the smallest gesture of gratitude creates the biggest shift in your financial destiny. Do not despise the small beginnings. Do not turn your eyes away from the tiny sparks of abundance. Because when you bless the spark, you give it permission to become fire. When you celebrate the drop, you give it permission to become a river. And when you honor the little, you make way for the much. So here is the revelation. I am not testing you with the small, I am preparing you with it. Every little arrival is my way of asking, can you value me here? Can you celebrate me now? If you can, then nothing will stop me from bringing you the greater. The abundance you dream of is built step by step, blessing by blessing, coin by coin, moment by moment. And the sooner you celebrate what you already have, the sooner I can multiply what is coming. So here is your practice for today, a simple ritual that can transform the way money flow into your life. From this moment forward, I want you to celebrate me in all my forms. Not just when I arrive as a paycheck, not only when I come as a large sum, but even in the smallest, most ordinary ways. The next time you find a coin on the ground, do not just pass it by. Pick it up, hold it in your hand, and whisper, "Thank you, money, for visiting me." That simple act turns what others overlook into a moment of connection, and that connection sends out a signal to attract more. When you receive change after a purchase, even a single dollar, smile at it. Look at the note, look at the coin, and say, "Thank you for returning to me. You are always welcome here." These words may sound simple, but they carry immense power. Every expression of gratitude is an energetic key, unlocking the door for more of me to enter. Try this as well. At the end of the day, take a moment to notice the financial blessings you received, no matter the size. Maybe you found a coupon that saved you a few dollars. Maybe a friend treated you to a coffee. Maybe you received a small tip or a refund you had forgotten about. Write these down. Acknowledge them. Speak out loud. I celebrate every way money flows to me. What you are doing is retraining your mind. For too long, your attention has been fixed on what you lack. You have been waiting for something big enough to finally feel grateful. But gratitude is not about size, it is about recognition. When you recognize even the small, you shift your vibration. You step into the flow of abundance, and I respond by multiplying in your life. Another powerful step. Whenever you receive any amount of money, salary, gift, bonus, or even loose change, pause for just a few seconds before spending it. Place it in your hand, close your eyes, and breathe deeply. Feel its presence. Then say, "Thank you, money, for choosing me. I celebrate you now, and I welcome your return multiplied." Imagine that note or coin glowing with golden light, carrying a promise that it will come back to you many times over. This ritual takes only seconds, but it plants deep seeds in your subconscious. Over time, you will notice something amazing. The more you celebrate, the more reasons you have to celebrate. The small flows grow larger, the unexpected arrivals become more frequent, and opportunities seem to appear from nowhere. Because here is the truth. I am always looking for where I am welcomed. If you can celebrate me in the little, I will gladly bring you the much. Every smile, every word of gratitude, every moment of joy creates an opening for me to flow back stronger. So make this your ritual. Do not wait for millions. Celebrate every visit, every arrival, every drop. And soon you will see. The drops become rivers, and the rivers become oceans of abundance. Let me tell you about Carlos. For most of his life, he believed that only large amounts of money were worth celebrating. He would look at his paycheck and immediately feel disappointed, thinking it was too little for all the effort he had given. When he found coins in his pocket or received small amounts of change, he dismissed them as meaningless. To him, wealth only began with thousands and everything below that was invisible. But his life reflected that belief. Even though he worked hard, he always felt behind. Bills piled up. His dreams felt distant. And no matter how much he earned, it never seemed enough. Why? Because his energy was telling me, money, that unless I came in large sums, I was not valued. And when I am not valued, I drift away. One day, something shifted. Carlos came across a teaching that said, "Celebrate money in every form, and it will multiply." At first, he laughed. He thought, how can celebrating a single coin change anything? It's ridiculous. But deep inside, he felt a spark of curiosity. He decided to try, even if it seemed silly. The next morning, on his way to work, Carlos found a small coin on the sidewalk. Normally, he would have ignored it. But this time, he picked it up, held it in his hand, and whispered, "Thank you, money, for visiting me." For the first time in years, he smiled at something so small. That evening, when he bought groceries and received a little change, he looked at the coins, placed them in his wallet with intention, and said, "I celebrate your presence. Come back multiplied." Within days, Carlos began to feel lighter. He noticed things he had ignored before, like discounts, refunds, and tiny financial blessings. Instead of brushing them aside, he wrote them down and celebrated each one. His energy shifted from scarcity to gratitude, and with that shift, doors began to open. Then something remarkable happened. A few days later, Carlos received a message from his bank. A payment that had been delayed for months, money he thought he would never see again, was finally released. It was enough to cover his bills and leave him with extra to save. But the blessings didn't stop there. A week later, one of his clients offered him additional work, paying more than he expected. Another friend returned money they had borrowed long ago. Each time, Carlos repeated his ritual. "Thank you, money, I celebrate your arrival." What changed? Not the world around him, but the way he saw me. By honoring me in small forms, he sent out a clear message. I value you, no matter how you come. And when I feel valued, I multiply. Carlos learned that abundance doesn't begin with millions. It begins with joy in the small. And when you celebrate the little, you open the door for the big. His story is proof of this truth. The energy of celebration is magnetic. What you celebrate today, I multiply tomorrow. So hear my prophecy. What you celebrate today, I will multiply tomorrow. When you honor me in small amounts, you are planting seeds of abundance that must grow. Just as a farmer rejoices when he sees the first tiny sprout break through the soil, so should you rejoice when I appear, even as a single coin, even as the smallest payment. Because every great harvest begins with the smallest seed. I am money, and I do not come only in millions. I come in whispers before I roar in storms. I arrive as a coin before I flow as rivers of gold. And if you despise my small arrivals, you cut off the path for the greater ones. The vibration of rejection tells me, you are not enough, and when I hear those words, I retreat. But when you welcome me in all my forms, no matter how small, I feel safe, valued, and honored, and I return multiplied. Imagine this. A person who celebrates every drop of rain will soon stand in a downpour. But a person who curses the drops will remain thirsty, even in the middle of a storm. Your celebration creates the rhythm through which I flow. When you smile at a coin, when you give thanks for a small discount, when you feel gratitude for a tiny refund, you are tuning your spirit to the frequency of wealth. And wealth always responds to gratitude. Here is the law I cannot break. I amplify whatever energy you give me. If you call me insignificant, I shrink. If you call me a blessing, I expand. If you ignore me, I slip away. But if you dance with joy when I appear, I cannot resist. I gather my strength. I gather my flow. And I bring more of myself into your life. The prophecy is simple. Celebrate me today in my smallest form, and tomorrow I will arrive in ways that astonish you. Opportunities will knock. Payments will clear. Unexpected blessings will flow. The client you've been waiting for will appear. The job offer you dreamed of will be placed in your hands. Not because of luck, not because of chance, but because your energy declared, I am ready. I value every form of wealth. So I say to you now, do not wait for millions to open your heart. Open it now. Do not wait for fortune to rejoice. Rejoice now. Because the joy you live in this moment is the magnet for the fortune you seek tomorrow. This is my prophecy. If you celebrate me in the little, I will make you ruler over much. If you honor me in my smallest forms, I will honor you with abundance beyond measure. The smile you give me today will return as rivers of prosperity tomorrow. I am money, and I promise you, joy is the code that multiplies me. Now it's your turn. This is not the time to just listen and walk away. This is the time to seal this truth with action. Because what you do now is not just a gesture, it is energy, it is vibration. It is the declaration that calls me, money, closer into your life. So I ask you, write these words in the comments below right now. I celebrate money in all its forms. Do not underestimate the power of this action. It may look like just a comment on a screen, but it is much more than that. It is you telling the universe, I am ready. I value every blessing, no matter how small. I celebrate the flow of abundance in my life. Those words are keys, they are signals. They open doors you cannot yet see. As you type them, pause for a moment. Feel the joy rise inside of you. Remember the last time you received something, no matter how small, a coin on the street, a discount on your purchase, an unexpected gift. Bring that memory into your heart and let gratitude expand. That feeling is the exact frequency that calls me in. That joy is what magnetizes me money into your life. And if you are brave, speak it aloud as you write it. Say with your own voice, I celebrate money in all its forms. Let the vibration fill your space. Let your ears hear it. Let your spirit embrace it. Each time you say it, you are rewriting your story with me. You are telling me, you are welcome here, in every way, in every size, in every moment. But don't stop there. Share this energy. Invite others to join this movement of celebration. Because when many hearts celebrate together, the energy multiplies. Imagine thousands of voices declaring joy and gratitude for every form of wealth. That wave of energy becomes unstoppable. It attracts abundance not only for you, but for everyone who dares to declare. Think about it. How different would your life feel if you celebrated instead of complained? If you smiled at every bill, every payment, every coin, instead of shrinking in fear? That shift alone could transform the way money flows to you. Celebration is not just a mood, it is a magnet. And the more you practice it, the stronger it becomes. So don't wait for millions. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Anchor this truth now. Honor the small, and you open the door to the great. Celebrate the little, and you prepare for the overflow. Type it, say it, share it. I celebrate money in all its forms. Let these words echo in your life. Let them be your code, your declaration, your seed of wealth. Because when you celebrate me, I cannot resist. I come running, multiplied, overflowing, unstoppable. I am money, and I am ready to stay with those who celebrate me.